Hello everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to Creative Grandma. It's Stitch of the Week time, and this week's stitch, I'm going to call it the Basketweave Splash Stitch. Now, I was at the thrift store and I showed a video where I found this gorgeous baby afghan, and it was done in a stitch pattern that was just a little bit unfamiliar to me. Now, I've seen the basket weave stitch, but it's made a little bit differently than this stitch. It almost looks like a basket weave stitch, but this stitch pattern is so easy to do. So I'm going to show you the colors that will match this baby afghan in case you wanted to make an afghan that looks like this. I listed all the premier colors that match almost perfectly to these colors, and I'll show you those in a little bit. But let me show you the 3 samples that I made in this stitch pattern. The first sample I made using Premier Basix and their 4 worsted weight yarn, and this is what the sample looks like. Just a wonderful, very, very easy pattern. So I used white and then those soft pastel colors. My second sample, I decided to use black and really show off these bright, bold colors. Now, I don't use black a lot because I can't see when I work with black yarn anymore. So I still wanted to do a sample because a lot of people like that really sharp, high contrast. And I just thought this was really pretty with black and then those almost like neon colors. Now, my third sample, I really had a lot of fun with. I wanted to find a multicolor with a really short color burst, so it changed colors throughout going across the row. And I just thought this was absolutely gorgeous. You can really get creative with this pattern. Now, this sample, I just used Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling Worsted. And I matched it up with the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Planned Pooling because of the short color burst. And you can really put your own spin on this pattern and really create your own unique style for whatever you want to make. So those are the 3 samples. So let me show you the yarn I'm using in my sample today. Again, I'm using the Premier Basix. This is a very affordable yarn. These are 7-ounce skeins for $2.99 on Premier's website. And I'll have a link in the description box. You can click that link and go right to Premier and see all the beautiful colors. Very affordable yarn. It's very soft for acrylic. And if you're used to the AC Moore Stitch Studio yarn, then this is very comparable to the Stitch Studio yarn. So first I'm going to be using the white. This is color number 1115-01 white for the main color of the background. And again, you can use whatever color. This is perfect if you want to use up scraps and use a different color in every row. I'm also using color number 1115-05 lemon, color number 1115-23 light blue, color number 1115-19 lilac, color number 1115-08 pink, and then the last color is color number 1115-28 Seagrass. Very beautiful mint color. So when you look here, you'll see that we have all the colors that are in this sample. So to begin this pattern, it is a multiple of 8 plus 5. So you would chain 8, then chain 8 again, keep chaining in increments of 8 until you get to the width you want, and then you would add an additional 5 chains. So for today's sample, we're going to chain 37. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with my white, and I'll be right back and we'll get our starting chain started. So I have my yarn attached to my hook with the double knot. I am using a size I9 or 5.5 millimeter hook. To make our sample today, we're going to chain 37. Now that is the multiple of 8 times 4 for 32, and then we're going to add 5 for a total of 37 chains. You're going to yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, and that creates your first chain. The loop on your hook does not count as a chain. Yarn over, pull through, continue and make a chain with 37 chains, and then I'll be back and we'll start row 1. I have my chain with 37 chains, and now we're going to start row 1. Row 1 is a very simple row. We're going to skip that first chain, insert into the second chain from hook, work a single crochet. Single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next chain, continue and work 1 single crochet in each chain across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 1. I'm over at the end of row 1. This is what your work looks like. You worked 1 single crochet in each chain across, and you should have a total of 36 single crochet. So now we're just going to fasten off our main color, which I'm using white. So I fastened off, and now we're going to turn our work. So I have my next color, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie a double knot. A lot of people say, how do you do a double knot? It's very simple. You just tie 1 knot, and then I just tie another knot. And this is the way my gram taught me, so that is just how I do it. I mean, there's probably easier ways to do it. If you have your own method, then use your own method. So here we are, we turned our work, this is where we fastened off, and here is our first stitch. You have 2 loops, back loop and front loop. And this pattern we're going to be working in front loops and back loops, so very important you know which loop to work in. You're going to insert under the top front loop only, and slip stitch through that front loop and through the loop on your hook, and that just creates a nice secure joining of your yarn, and then I just pull it tight. We're going to begin with the chain 1. You're going to insert back under that front loop only of that same joining stitch of your new color, work a single crochet. Single crochet under the top front loop only. So again, you have your front loop, your back loop. Just take your hook underneath the front loop and bring it right up in between those 2 loops. Work a single crochet. Again, you're going to insert your hook under the front loop only. Work a single crochet. Insert under the front loop only, and just bring it right up through the center of those top 2 loops. Work a single crochet. Single crochet into the front loop only of the next stitch. Single crochet into the front loop only of the next stitch. Continue and work 1 single crochet into the front loop of each stitch across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2. I'm over at the end of row 2. I have 1 stitch remaining, so when you get to the end of the row, you can see that last stitch. Insert under the front loop, work a single crochet. Now, I did forget to mention, if you're new to crocheting, it's always best to put a stitch marker into the first stitch of the row when you make it, and into the last stitch of the row when you make it, and it really helps you determine where the starting and ending of each row is when you're doing the next row. So again, if you're new, go ahead and put your stitch markers in now, and then you can carry them up with each row you do. Your stitch count will be the same. You will have 36 single crochet across your sample. So now we're going to fasten off. Now when I fasten off, I chain 2, 1, 2, pull my hook up, pull the yarn out, grab the yarn, pinch, pull down, and it creates a secure knot. So now I'm going to switch back to my white. We're going to turn our work. So now I'm going to join my white, and we're going to join into the front loop of that first stitch. So again, I already attached my yarn with the double knot, and you can join your yarn in whichever method you prefer. Insert under the front loop only of that first stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch through that stitch and through the loop on my hook, and that just joins my yarn, and then I just pull it tight. So to begin row 3, we're going to be working a double crochet into the first 4 stitches, 2 rows below, 1, 2, in these horizontal bars. So you'll see these horizontal bars over top of each stitch. So yarn over, insert under the horizontal bar of the first stitch. It's clear over on the edge. Just take your hook from the bottom up, grab that loop, yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. You just made your double crochet. We're going to do that 3 more times. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert your hook into that horizontal bar of the next stitch, work a double crochet. We're going to do it again. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert into the horizontal bar of that next stitch, work a double crochet. So we're going to do it 1 more time. You're going to yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert into the next horizontal bar in that next stitch, work a double crochet. Now we're going to begin the repeat. We're going to work 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next 4 stitches. So we're working in segments of 4. This is the stitch that you just worked in, so you're going to go to the next stitch, and if you're not sure, just look down into the row 1, follow it up to the next stitch. Here's the stitch, and you want to go into the back loop. So you really have to turn your work. You really have to turn it towards you, find that back loop. You'll see that teardrop, insert into the back loop, work a single crochet. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Again, we're working in segments of 4 stitches at a time. So now we're going to go ahead and work our double crochet. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the front loop, 2 rows below, 1, 2, and we're going to do that 4 times. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert into that front loop of the corresponding stitch right below that next stitch, work a double crochet. That's 1. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert into that next horizontal bar of that stitch in row 1, work a double crochet. That's 2. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert your hook into the next horizontal bar of that next stitch, work a double crochet. That's 3. We're going to do it 1 more time. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that front loop of that stitch in row 1 and work a double crochet. And that is 4, and that is the end of the repeat. So you can see we're working 4 single crochet into the back loop of the current row, and then 4 double crochet 2 rows below into the front loops of those stitches in row 1. So let's do the repeat 1 more time. So this is the start of the repeat, so if you need help, just click back to this point. We're going to work 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next 4 stitches. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 1. Insert into the back loop only of the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 2. single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, that's 3, and single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and that's 4. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet 2 rows below, 1, 2 into that horizontal bar of the next 4 stitches. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, insert into that next horizontal bar underneath the next stitch, work a double crochet. That's 1. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that next horizontal bar, work a double crochet. That's 2. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that horizontal bar, work your double crochet. That's 3. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab the next horizontal bar and work your double crochet. And that is 4, and that is the end of the repeat. And you can see how the repeat is going across the row. 4 single crochet in the back loop, 5 double crochet into the front bar 2 rows below, and then you repeat. So let's work it again. You're going to insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and you have your total of 4. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet 2 rows below, 1, 2 in the next 4 horizontal bars. So yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that horizontal bar, work a double crochet. That's 1. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab the horizontal bar, work a double crochet. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that next horizontal bar, work a double crochet. We have 1 to go. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that next horizontal bar, work a double crochet. Again, that is the end of the repeat. So we have 1 more repeat to go, so I'm going to work it right with you. So let's begin. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. So now when you look at your work, you'll notice we have 4 stitches remaining. We're going to yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that next horizontal bar, work your double crochet. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below, grab that bar, work your double crochet. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 3 and 1 to go. Double crochet into the last horizontal bar, and that is 4. And that is the end of row 3. So now I'm just going to fasten off my work. Again, I just cut my yarn, I chain 2, 1, 2, pull my hook up, pull my yarn out, grab, pinch, pull down, and it creates a secure knot. So now we're ready to begin row 4. So we're going to turn our work, and this is the wrong side. Now I'm going to choose yellow next. You can choose whichever color you wish. So now we're ready to begin row 4. Now I have my next color attached to my hook, and again I just tie a double knot around my hook. You can join your yarn in whichever method you prefer. You need to join into the front loop only of that first stitch. So insert underneath the top front loop and slip stitch through that loop and through the loop on your hook, and this just creates a nice secure joining of your yarn, and then I just kind of pull that tight. You're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet back underneath that front loop of that first stitch. Now we're going to work 1 single crochet into the front loop of each stitch across. Insert into the front loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the front loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the front loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Continue and work 1 single crochet into the front loop only of each stitch across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 4. I'm over at the end of row 4, and I always stop and work the last stitch with you. Again, if you're new to crocheting, it's better to put those stitch markers in with this pattern so you really know where the beginning and ending of those rows are. So I'm just going to insert into the front loop only of that last stitch, work a single crochet. And when you look at your work, this is the back side of your work. And you should have a total of 36 stitches. Your stitch count will not change. So let's just fasten off. Again, I chain 2, 1, 2, pull my hook up and out, grab my yarn, pinch, pull down, and it creates a secure knot. So now we're going to turn our work and we're going to begin row 5. So I'm going to grab my white and then we'll begin. So to begin row 5, we're on the right side of our work, and you can tell the right side because you're going to have these textured stitches on top, and the wrong side's just going to be smooth in the back. So I have my white attached to my hook with a double knot, and for this row we're going to attach our yarn into the back loop only of the first stitch. So here's the first stitch, insert into the back loop, yarn over, slip stitch through that back loop and through the loop on your hook, and it just makes a nice secure join. We're going to chain 1. We're going to work 1 single crochet back into that same back loop of that first stitch. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, and again you're going to have to turn your work so you can see that back loop. Insert into the back loop, work a single crochet. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. And when you look at your work, you're going to have a total of 4 single crochet to begin that row. Now we're going to start our repeat, and what's nice about this pattern is it's very easy to see where your stitches are going to go. You're going to double crochet in the front loop of the stitch 2 rows below. So you're just counting down 1, 2, and you're working in white. You're going into that white front horizontal bar of those next 4 stitches. So let's begin the repeat. You're going to yarn over, drop your hook down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that first horizontal bar, work a double crochet. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. And double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below, and that gives you your total of 4 stitches. And again, we're working in increments of 4 stitches. Now you're going to kind of pull your work forward towards you, and we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches in the back loop only. Insert into the back loop only of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. and that is the end of the repeat. We're working the 4 double crochet 2 rows below into that front loop of those 4 stitches, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches of the current row in the back loop. So let's do it again. We'll work it together across our sample. Now we're going to begin the repeat again. We're going to work 1 double crochet 2 rows below in the front loop of the next 4 stitches. Yarn over, drop your hook down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that first horizontal bar of that next stitch, work a double crochet. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 2, double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 3, and double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below, and that's 4. Turn your work towards you. Find the top 2 loops, insert into the back loop only, work a single crochet. That's 1. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, that's 2, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, that's 3, single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and that's 4. And that is the end of the repeat. So let's continue across. Again, this is the start of the repeat. Yarn over, drop down 2 rows, 1, 2, grab that first horizontal bar underneath that next stitch, work a double crochet. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 2. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 3. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below, and that is 4. Now turn your work towards you. Use your finger and press it forward so you can see those stitches. Insert into the back loop of that next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 1. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. That's 2. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. That's 3. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and that's 4. And that is the end of the repeat. We have 1 repeat to go, so let's work it together. Double crochet 2 rows below into that first horizontal bar under the next stitch, work a double crochet. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 2. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below. That's 3. Double crochet into the next horizontal bar 2 rows below, and that is 4. Now you're going to turn your work towards you. You'll see we have 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into the back loop of each of those last 4 stitches. Insert into the back loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 1. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, that's 2. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and that's 3. Insert into the back loop of that last stitch, work a single crochet, and that's 4. And again, this is your chain 1. It's not the end of your row. So if you're new to crocheting, that's why it's very important to mark the top of those stitches. So now I'm just going to fasten off my white, and I'm going to grab my next color. I chain 2, pull my hook up, pull the yarn out, grab, pinch, pull down, and it creates a secure knot. So we're going to go ahead and turn our work. I have my next color. I am using Seagrass green, which is a beautiful mint green. And we're going up and we're going to join into the front loop of the first stitch. Again, use whichever method you prefer to join your yarn. I'm going to insert under the front loop only, and then slip stitch, yarn over, pull through that front loop, and pull through the loop on my hook, and it just creates a secure knot. I'm going to chain one. I'm going to insert back into that front loop only and work a single crochet. Insert into the front loop of that next stitch, work a single crochet. Again, if you're not sure, just turn your work towards you so you can see both of those top two loops. Insert into the front loop only, work a single crochet. Insert into the front loop of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the front loop only of the next stitch, work a single crochet. Again, if you're not sure, just turn your work, insert your hook under the top front loop, work a single crochet. So go ahead and continue and work one single crochet into the front loop only of each stitch across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 6. I'm over at the end of row 6. I have one stitch remaining, so I'm just going under that top front loop and working a single crochet. And again, this is the wrong side of your work. So I'm going to fasten off. Again, I chain 2, pull my hook up, pull the yarn out, grab the yarn, pinch, pull down, and it creates your secure knot. So let me zoom out just a little so you can see the entire sample that we worked on. This is the wrong side, and we're going to flip it over, and you're going to start the next row. So to continue with this pattern, you're going to click back on the video and you're going to repeat row 3 through row 6 for the pattern. So I went ahead and worked the pattern a little bit more because I wanted to use all 5 of those colors that I showed you, so it matched that afghan that I bought at the thrift store. So I just wanted to show you again, you're going to repeat rows 3 through 6 for the pattern, but then when you end your pattern, if you're making an afghan or something like that, if you end on row 3, it's going to match the bottom. You're going to have those 4 double crochets right at the beginning of your work and right at your end of the work. And then what I would do is probably add 1 row of single crochet matching this color here, working in both loops. Then you're going to have that little bit of an edge that matches up here, and you can just finish that with a single crochet row. So I hope you enjoyed today's crochet tutorial. I just really fell in love with this stitch pattern. So let me show you those samples again. This is white and those beautiful pastel colors. And then I chose to make a black sample with brighter colors. It really makes this one pop with that black background and those bold, bright colors. And the third sample is the white sample made using that Everyday Planned Pooling yarn. Just gives it a really overall random effect. I just thought it was beautiful. And with this pattern, there's so many possibilities. Now, I didn't make a solid white sample or use other colors because I thought with this pattern, it would take away if you used a solid color. Now you can choose to play around with it and make this all in a solid color, but I think there's just so many possibilities with this pattern to really put your own creative spin on it. Now this pattern is a free pattern. It is Stitch of the Week. All my Stitch of the Week patterns are free. I'll have a link in the description box underneath this video. Click that link. It'll take you right over to creativegrandma.net, and you can scroll down through all the Stitch of the Week patterns, and you can click one or you can click them all, and you can download the patterns. If you liked today's crochet tutorial, please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the crochet fun. So until next time, stay creative and happy crocheting, everyone.